Hello, Tech Edinam fans. Welcome to this video. This video is in two parts. The first part, we are going to use some command line options. And in the second part, we are going to learn how to run multiple test cases simultaneously or in parallel using the pabot package. So let's get to work. So these are the command line options we are going to use. Just a handful of them. So this T flag, the dash T flag or dash dash test runs a specific test case. So if you have a lot of test cases in a test suite and you want to run one specific test case, you can use the dash small t flag to run that specific test case. We will see how it's done. And for the dash capital T flag, it adds the timestamp to the output files. We have the log.html report and then the output.xml. So when you bring this dash capital T flag, it adds a timestamp to all those three output files. And the dash v or the dash dash variable sets individual variables. So if you have a variable and you want to change the content of the variable in the command line, you can use the dash v and then the name of the variable and then the value, and it's going to change it for you. Then we have the dash o or the dash dash output. It sets the path to the output file. You can rename the output file using this flag. So you just supply the dash o and then the name of the file. The same for the dash r and then dash l. So we are going to see how all these work. And more of these are in the documentation. I'm going to add the link to the command line options in the description of this video. So let's see how these work. So let's open PyCharm. I already have it open and I have created a dummy test suite for this specific use case. So I just have some variables, the URL to navigate to, and then the browser, that's the Chrome. And even though these are not going to, we are not really going to interact with the browser, I'm just bringing this so I can show you how the dash v flag works. Other than that, we don't really need the browser because all the test cases are not going to open the browser anyway. It's just for showing you something. So we have the test case 1, test case 2, test case 3, and test case 4. So let's start using the command line options. So instead of writing the whole command in this terminal, we are going to create a shell file. So let's create the shell file. Let's say run tests.sh. And then let's echo and see if, yes, so let's see if that file is working. So we can just run that file. Yes, it is working. So what do we want to do? We want to start using the command line option. So let's say the dash T flag is first. So let's see. So the robot command and then dash D for the logs directory. So we have been using this since the beginning of this course, the dash D flag, which creates a folder name logs if it does not exist. If it already exists, it doesn't recreate it. So robot dash D logs, and then let's see dash T, that's the dash T flag for a test case. So we want to run the test 1 test case. So all we have to do is supply the name of the test case you want to run, and because it's a string, it has to be in quotes, double quotes or single quotes. Yeah, so the dash D logs dash T test case 1, and then the path. So we can either use this or the command underscore line dot robot. So let's see how this works. Yes, so it is running the test case 1 and it has opened the browser and it passed. So let's see the log. So this is the log, and that one passed with ease. That's the Chrome browser as a text. Now let's try test case 2. But we can run multiple test cases in different lines. So now that we have the test case 1, we can duplicate this and name it test case 2, and then 3, and then 4. So we're going to run the test case 1 first, create a log file. When it's done, it runs the test case 2, 3, and then 4 in that order. So let's see how, and let's keep an eye on the, let me delete the logs. And then let's run this again. Let's see what happens. So it is run the test case 1 first, test case 2, that's it done, test case 3, the last one, test case 4. So everything is done. So let's check the logs. As you can see, we have only one log.html, one output.xml, and then one report. So let's open this and see what it says. It shows only the test case 4, even though it's run the test case 1, 2, 3, and then 4, because the latest log.html overrides the previous one. Because when the test case 1 runs, it creates a log.html. The test case 2 creates the same log.html. So the test case 2 log overrides the test case 1. So that's why we have the last one, test case 4, overwriting all of them. So as you can see, it has only the test case 4. Because this command creates output files. This one also creates output files as well, but these ones overwrite the ones from test case 1, and then the 3 overwrites the 2, and then the 4 overwrites the 3. So what to do? So we have all the log files intact. So let's delete this once again, and now comes the timestamp. The timestamp adds the time to each file. So all we have to do is just bring the capital T over here. Let's bring it for all of them and see. So let's run them one more time and see what happens. So test case 1 is running. Test case 2 is done. Test case 3 is done. Test case 4 is done as well. So let's see. Yeah, so as you can see, we now have 4 of them, because this one ran at 23, 56, 13. The second one, 23, 56, 22, blah, blah, blah. So they all run at different times. So this is the timestamp. The date first, and then the time of the day it was run, and then .html. So this is how to use the timestamp, but be careful because it's too fast. Well, these are simple, so they may run at the same time. All the files may be created at the same time. That's why I added sleep over here, so the timestamp are different. Yeah, but ideally, if I remove this sleep, probably a couple of them will be run at the same time, exact same time. So you have only the second. Let's say if the 1 and 2 run at the same time, the second test case is going to overwrite that one. So be careful when you are using the timestamp flag. So this is how to use the timestamp. And then if you don't want to use the timestamp, there's another way to also differentiate the log files from one another. So let's see. So I've now removed the capital T flag from the command. So let's see the next command. We have the variable, but let me skip that one and do the output. This one, the -o-r-l. So after specifying which test case to run, all we have to do is -o for the output. Then we can name it output dash, let's say test 1 for the name of the test case. So it can be test case 1. And then the next one will be -r for the report test case 1. then -L for the log file itself, dash test case 1. So instead of us seeing the output.xml, we are going to see output hyphen test case 1, blah blah blah. So let me just copy this one to save time, and then let's paste over here, and then let's change the names to be 3. This will be 4, and then we have 4, 3, 2, and then 2, 3, 4. So let's see what happens now. So we have the -O, -R, -L. So let's see what happens now. So we are running the test case 1 again. So test case 2 next. And then test case 4. Yes, so everything is done. So let's see. So as you can see, log test case 1.html, log and log hyphen test case 2, blah blah blah. And these are for the outputs. These are for the reports. So this is how to change the names of the output files. If you don't bring anything, then it's going to use the default log.html and blah blah blah. So let's see what this one says. Yes, so that one has the test case 1, and that's the log dash test case 1.html. Yeah, so if you can decide which one you want, if you want the timestamp or to change the name entirely of the output files. And you can also change the log title. So for that, let me just remove all of these. There's no point to keep. You can also change the log title as well. From this is I believe this is the log, this is the title. So if you don't change it, then it's going to use the name of the folder. I think this is the name of the folder by default. So you can change it by supplying another how do you call it, command line option. So let's see, that is -- log title, and then the name of the file you want. So let's say test case 1. So that will be the title. So let's run this again and see. This time around, only the test case 1 is going to run. Yes, that's done. So let's see the logs. Yes, so now that's changed. Test case 1. So now that's the title of this log file. And there's one for the report as well. So you just put the report title over here. Report title, and then the name of the report. And it's going to change that as well. So let's see if we still have, yeah, we have the variable left. So as you can see, we are using the Chrome. We are opening these test cases in the Chrome browser. Ideally, we would have written, let's say, headless Chrome if we wanted to run the test cases in a terminal instead of the graphical user interface of Chrome. I have a video on that, understanding the headless Chrome. So if you want to know what the headless Chrome is, kindly watch that video. So ideally, this is what we would have done. We have to change the value of the variable over here and then run that test case or that test suite. Let's see. So now it is running the headless Chrome. That is us directly changing the content of the browser variable. So it's still run, but we change it over here. So suppose you don't want to change it here, you can change it in this robot command. So let's see where to put it. Let's bring it after here. So we can put -v, that's the -v flag or the full thing, but I usually stick to the -v. So the -v space and then the name of the variable, which is browser. So browser, and then a colon, and then what you want to put it, like what you want this browser to contain, the value. So let's say headless Chrome. So all we are saying is target this variable called browser and then assign headless Chrome to it. So instead of browser equal to Chrome, it will be browser equal to headless Chrome. Let's check the previous log and see what we have. I think yes, it still is displaying Chrome over here. Let me go to the log. It is okay. Yeah, I changed it before I ran. Yeah, I changed it earlier. So, but this from the first run we did. At that time, it had Chrome in it, so it displayed Chrome. Let me close this one. Now let's delete this one as well, and let's run and see. So it is running the test case in the terminal using the headless Chrome instead of the Chrome itself. So let's open again and see what we have. So yes, it is displaying headless Chrome over here. Now let's remove this and then run it again and see. Now it is using the Chrome. Yes, so it is done. Yes, now it says Chrome. So use the command line options to make your commands a little more robust. So there are so many of them you can use. Like I said, I'm going to add the link to the documentation in this video's description so you can play around it and see how they work. I believe we've covered everything. Yes, we've covered everything. So in the next part, we are going to run these test cases simultaneously. So instead of running 1, 2, 3, and 4, we are going to run all of them simultaneously at the same time. To run these test cases simultaneously, we need a package called pabot. So we need to install that. So open your command line and then type pip install, then robot framework dash pabot. So this is the name of the package that allows us to run multiple test cases at the same time. Pip install framework pabot. I already have it installed, so and then hit enter. Yeah, requirements already satisfied. I already have it installed. Then to check if you have it installed, pip show robot framework pabot, and then it tells you the version and other details. So we can now close. Let's see. Yeah, so now that we have that one installed, let's go here and let me comment out this. So now instead of the, let me delete this folder. So instead of the robot command, we use the pabot command. So pabot, and then we specify the logs as usual. But before the other command line options, the pabot takes a command line option itself, which is the test level split. So all we are telling the pabot is run all this command means run all the test cases simultaneously in a specific file or folder. So it's going to run them. We have the test level split or the test suite split, but I usually use this one. It's easier to show you with the test cases. So all this one is telling the pabot I want to run, for example, all the test cases in this test suite simultaneously or parallel. So test level split and then the -d flag and then the logs, and then you can supply these as well, but let's just stick to the basic stuff. So space and full stop. So this one is saying run all the test cases in this folder at the same time. We only have the command line command_lines.robot test suite. So we are telling to run all the test cases in the command line options folder. So either this or you can specify the file itself. But since we only have one test case, one test suite, we can just use this. So it runs. So let's see how this is done. So it is running all of them at the same time. And it is done. Just like that, it is done. So let's see the logs. So ignore this pabot underscore results. These ones are generated using the output XML. So after running all of them, then it combines them into one how do you call it? One log file. So let's open the log.html and see what we have. Yes. Ideally, it was supposed to take about 40 seconds, but it took this because we are running all of them one after the other. I mean, we are running all of them at the same time. That's why it's taking these few seconds. But running them one after the other is going to take this amount of time. So if you want to run some test cases at the same time, because, for example, if you are registering 2 employees, so let's say test case 1 is registering 1 employee and test case 2 is registering another employee. Registering employee 1, employee 2, they have nothing in common. They don't clash in any way. So you can register employee 1 and register employee 2 at the same time. But if, for example, if you are registering and deleting at the same time, it may cause problem because it may not find it to delete. So I suggest you group all the test cases you want to run at the same time together. So if you have the creation of employees and the deletion of employees, you don't mix them. You just, let's say, put all the creation of employees in one test suite and then the deletion in another test suite. So that's how we can basically run all test cases simultaneously. And this saves a lot of time because if, let's say, test case 1 uses 20 seconds, and then let's say this one also uses, let's say, 60 seconds, and then this one, let's say, 120, and let's say the test case 4 is 1 second. It is going to run the test case 4 after 200 seconds, give or take. 200 seconds, give or take. But if you run this now, test case 4 is going to finish while the rest are still running. So that's the power of using the pabot to run multiple test cases simultaneously or in parallel. So feel free to try your hands on the pabot, and you can also add other command line options as well to see how they work. Thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share because more content is coming. Thank you.